Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode, the grand finale of Mage Hand Mondays. After this, there shall be no more Mage Hand Mondays. It is the Mage Hand to end all Mondays. Before we go around and say hello to these wonderful players, please take a second to check out our links, starting with our social links. We have a Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Go and check out the Discord. You're welcome to come and be a part of our community. Twitter, send me a DM and I will get you into a show one way or another. We love making this place accessible for new DMs, new players, people new to streaming, and we love having experienced people along to come and help us do that as well. Also, check out our YouTube. You can go and catch up on the rest of the season if you've missed it, or you can just subscribe and help our statistics if you're not really interested. That'd be great also. Please also check out our tweet. Every 10 retweets, we will do some shenanigans. I can't remember. I think I actually used the Mage Hand Mondays, like I woke up with a hangover list for the 10 retweet things, so that's an option. Slide into Scratch DMs. I see fire up in the chat there. Please take a moment to check out our sponsors. First of all, Mage Hand Press, who created this wonderful expansion for 5e. You can find this along with Weird West and Dark Matter, which is now available in hardback, over on their website. And if you use our special code, you'll get a 15% discount. Also, check out Hero Forge with the ridiculous Kickstarter. I haven't even looked at how high it is now. Have they hit 2.5 million yet? I wouldn't be surprised, because $2.5 million is unlocking those little cute avatar things, and they sent me one. It's cute as heck, everyone. It's cute as heck. It's the finish on it is absolutely incredible. Like I've said this before. My dad was a spray painter for some 30 to 40 years. He looked at this and he was like, maybe I could recreate that finish with an airbrush. Maybe. That's
really lovely.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Go and check it out. Go and support them. They've created a great product. $2.5 million pledged, says Kent with the latest there. Whew! Well over 5,000% funded. Possibly over 6,000% funded. So, go and pledge quickly because, we really want it to be a success. It might not make it. Lastly, check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, who make this wonderful deck of cards, which is one of our donation rewards. Would I inflict this on new players? Of course I would. These players aren't new anyway, so let's inflict away. Also, they created the Humblewood setting, which is now available next season as a viewer game. We're going to be running Humblewood next season, so get in the DMs. Also, that's everything. So let's go around and say hello to everyone. It's Monday, everyone. First show of the week. Let's go around. We'll start with Cammy Yule. Good morning, Cammy. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm tired after watching the Oscars in a non-American time zone. But otherwise good. I'm Cammy. I'm on Twitter. I'm doing some art stuff sometimes. Come by if you want to chat. I think that's it. I play Moya, the captain. I don't know. It's the last time.
It is indeed. It is. We'll carry on anti-clockwise around the screen and go next to the Sam Wisest. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm distracted by this cat. Hey, everyone. Oh, goodbye. Hey, I am Sam. You can find me at the Sam Wisest on Twitter. I go by they, she, and today I will be playing Coral, the Water Genasi Hunter Ranger, who goes by she, her.
Fantastic. Fantastic to have you with us. Thank you. Next
Thanks
around the
for
screen.
having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Next around the screen, we have Luca Libris.
Hello, my name is Simon, aka Lucha Libris on Twitter, pronouns he, him, and today I will be bringing Sakana Blackwater to the table, a merfolk bard from the College of the Storm Singer subclass. Very excited to see how that works out. I'm very excited to be at this table with everybody.
We're excited to have you. Thank you. Lastly around, but most certainly not leastly around, Stella Luna. Oh, hi.
Hello, I'm Stella Luna. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. Today I will be playing Tao. Tao is a Tortugan monk, and she is unflinchingly loyal to her captain Moya. And we'll go to the edge of all the oceans. If there's an edge, we'll discover it with her.
Indeed. Also, quick plug for our charity stream next weekend. Stella's going to be running one of our shows at 3 a.m. EST. Stella's going to be running D&D 5e for Cara O'Neill of Dark Horse Comics, Blame the Robot, and Quiddy of Saving for a Show. So that's going to be hype. We're going to try and raise $3,000 in a 24-hour stream for St. Jude Children's Research Hospitals. So do make sure you come along on Valentine's Day if you're not, of course, out for dinner.
Please come support us.
Stella Cami, who's doing the recap? Oh shit, I suppose it's me. Damn. Okay, so last week our party found themselves on an island covered in animals, searching for the bullet that could kill the ghost captain necromancer thing that can make a ghost ship float and kill everyone. They picked up their crew some episodes ago, which is how Sakana and Coral will be on the ship, from a cove that was wrecked by said ghost ship and the skeleton army that came with it. They found the bullet after fighting with some skeletons and killing the ghost of Captain James Kidd, maybe? Who knows what happened there? But in the process, somewhere along the lines, Bilius ran away. And Captain Amoya put out a bounty on his head. Wanted alive or alive. The animals were a blatant throwback to Noah's Island, but I don't think anyone picked it up. That's everything you need to know, I think. Where do we find you this week? Boom, recaps, done.
Spicy.
Did we get to some town? I think we did.
Sure. Do you remember what
Found
town?
like Rum Cove 2.0 or something.
Yeah, probably. We'll call this Balamorty. That's definitely what I named it last week. Balamorty. Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Totally.
Okay, so you're in town. What on earth are you
yeah,
doing there?
trying-
You got stuff to do. What are you doing in town?
So we had to put out the bounty.
You did. Okay, you put out the bounty. And did you select Coral and Sakana from the crew to come with you? Are they on the boat?
Tao would have chosen the finest crew to come join us. It's certainly Sakana and Coral today. Easy.
Yep. So I guess we do the bounty thing and maybe pick up supplies and then try to figure out what to do about the bullet and the dead captain and the hag and the, oh god, so many things. I have no idea what to do.
So whilst you are collecting supplies, who amongst you has the highest passive perception?
Ugh, I think I have 15.
Yeah, mine's
Pretty
15.
spicy.
12.
13.
Okay, in that case then, Amoya and Coral, whilst you are gathering supplies, the trader is weighing grams of whatever it is you're getting supplies for. Rum, I imagine, and gunpowder. Whilst they're weighing them out and checking the amounts and everything, you overhear a conversation from outside. There's two people walking along. I was down on an island way down southeast. There's a navy setting up down there. Yeah, no, Lillian, she's down that way. Why are you looking out on the navy? You're a drunk. I'm not just a drunk. I do things. I was down southeast, I was. Don't look at me like that. Thank you very much.
That might be a problem. Ooh, nice.
Thank you very much for the sub. Looking alive for a corpse. 6 months. You have a new hat to wear in chat, friend. Stay around for another 6 months and we'll gild it with bows and ribbons and gold.
Yeah, so that navy might be a problem. Should we go talk to this Lillian about her? I mean, because the ghost captain said, Captain Bones, I think, said that he was Bilius's father, but according to Bilius, his father hadn't left at the same time as the... It's very confusing. Everything is very confusing.
That seems like a lot. I don't think I can, keep track of all that information in my head either. So, I mean, if you're having trouble following that kind of line of reasoning, I am too. But, I mean, you're the captain, so I got faith that you're going to make the best decision for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks. So...
We could try and schedule a meeting if you want.
Yeah, but I feel like the Navy has a problem with pirates.
Oh, we could not tell them.
Yeah, we are sailing on a Navy ship. But if they work for the Navy, they probably know the captains. So.
Oh, yeah, you got me there.
Who's to say that if you're going to have a negotiation with these people that they have to know your credentials? And perhaps we could come up with alternative paperwork or things such as that proving our legitimacy.
Maybe we're all new.
We could paint over the name on the side of the ship. Give it a new name. New crew, new ship.
I mean, they did kind of lose a lot of people when the ghost ship attacked. Maybe new hires.
Oh, there you go.
And when people tend to lose their lives in unfortunate ways in fights or boarding parties, sometimes you get promoted very quickly from the lowest ranks all the way up to a captain. Who's to say that you weren't one of those people that is now in charge?
Yes. Who's to say? That doesn't sound anything remotely like reality at all. Yeah, let's, do we have to change the name? Because I'm thinking we just got promoted.
You see Tao is like in this shop and had like picked up buckets of paint and looks very excited, but as you see this, she just kind of slides them away.
You know what? Let's change it.
What would you like to name your ship, Captain?
Yes, what would you like to rename the ship that you mostly picked due to the name? Please do tell me.
What's the current name?
Hercules.
Ooh. Just change the spelling. Now it's the Heracles. There you go. That's
That
why
works.
you hired me. That kind of quick thinking there.
Let's go with Heracles then.
That is an excellent course to take, Captain. We don't have to purchase any paint then.
Yes, we do. Tao.
Oh, okay.
I know you want to. Let's just...
So,
Tao looks happy.
is it Tao that wants to change the name? So as you make your way back to the ship with your supplies, Tao, give me a performance check to see how well you respell Hercules into Heracles.
Oh no,
I
okay.
believe in you.
Hey, a 15's not bad. A 15's not bad. As good as any, perhaps not done by a professional ship, right? But pretty close, especially from a distance. No one would know.
How big is the lettering on the side of the ship?
I'd say about a foot and across and a foot and a half up.
Okay. You see Tao just like she has an immense paintbrush because she's only like 4 foot tall, and she's just like, It's an endeavor.
Whilst y'all are painting there on dock, you see another ship pull into port. This ship is a small vessel, a schooner, that is flying with white sails and a white flag, civilian ship. You see a woman alight. She wears a fascinator and a dress that doesn't look made for sailing. She steps onto the docks and begins walking along with someone who definitely does look like they were made for sailing, a peg-legged man wearing a handkerchief for a hat, sort of string vest with shorts that are tied up around his knees. And as his thud step walks down the port, kind of a common occurrence these days, to be fair, you can hear them talking. And well, milady, we should have everything here and ready for trade. I see you are well prepared for your meeting in the lavish bar stool, a well-known establishment on the island. Thank you. Yes, but I am slightly bothered about that ghost ship we saw. I'm glad it didn't attack us, but where on earth do you think it was headed? Oh, I don't know, milady. As long as it's not bothering us, it can stay down there in the southeast. That's what I say. And they carry on. The click-clack of heels and the thud step of the peg-legged man.
Captain,
Okay.
my astute powers of observation have determined that the ghost ship is in the southeast.
Amazing. Thank you, Tao.
My pleasure.
Oh my god. Go away. Ugh. Okay, this is go. No.
A
Cats on
tabaxi
boats.
suddenly enters the crew.
Yes. Okay, I know we talked about ship's cats, but this is too much. Okay. Go away, kitty. Go away. No. Okay. Leave me alone.
But Mom, no.
Yeah. No. Stay down there.
You know what they say about cats? No tabaxis. Nearly a joke. Nearly.
Almost.
Yeah, not quite there.
Yeah. Okay, I think he fell down from the windowsill and kind of bailed. So
Animal handling check fails.
yep. Okay. Okay, where were we?
Tao informed you that the ghost ship was in the southeast.
Yes, and the oh man, I didn't know where the navy was.
I think it
Leaving
was
the
also
same-
southeast.
By narrative convenience.
Yes, okay. So we paint this and we head towards the ghosts. That
Okay.
I
That seems
don't,
reasonable.
yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Well, I mean, we know what we're, going into now.
We also have the bullet, so we
That
aren't
is
going
true.
unprepared.
That is true.
We just gotta find them before they find us.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a navy destroying ghost ship and a pirate destroying navy. maybe we should just let the ghost ship get rid of the Navy?
If I may, Captain, it seems as though these two forces may create enough of a distraction that we can slip past everything while the two of them are occupied destroying each other, allowing us to get close enough to board the vessel we seek and take further action. While we might wish to allow those people to proceed with their little squabbles, I wonder if we might not be better suited taking advantage of this situation. After all, you can leverage many different conflicts to our advantage.
That is true. But I feel like if the ghost captain is the father of Bilius, and we know Lillian is the mother, if we had Bilius, we would have the upper hand. But he bailed, so we don't.
How do we get him back?
I mean, I put out a bounty, but that's, alive or alive. Because, I mean, he's a kid, and I feel bad, kids, so...
I didn't want to do this. As you look around the ship, Ducky is missing.
I hate you, Scrat.
Oh, we're gonna have a riot up in here. Captain, I can't seem to find Ducky.
Oh, God. If Bilius took Ducky, I'm gonna be very upset.
You see Rosie holding a note.
Oh, no. Rosie? What you got there?
Oh, it's a note from Ducky.
Yes?
Apparently he's going to go and find Bilius.
Okay.
He heard he was somewhere down southeast. We made a meme a long time ago where Alice was like, "The tower! It's got gold and quest objectives, the tower!" And I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. I feel a bit like that right now.
I feel like destiny is telling us to go southeast.
There's something on the wind now that you mention it. I didn't want to seem strange, but I feel there is a shift in the tides.
Are they pointing southeast?
Yes.
Yeah, the wind blows southeast against your finger.
Ranger can confirm.
Okay, so I guess we finish up and go.
That sounds good.
You sail southeast. The wind's with you, the tide is good, everything is grand as you head towards the southeast. You find the Isle of Tortuga, which is kind of like Tortuga, but a little less lavish. And there you see a small harbour, and you also see a much larger harbour along the shore. The larger harbour has several ships in, which look to be of naval design. One of which is quite familiar to you. It looks like your old ship. Repainted, new name, but it looks a lot like the old ship that Amoya and Tower are on. The other harbour is a very small affair with what looks like a few small craft.
I know we did the same thing to this ship, but it feels wrong to see our ship like that.
There's a second craft, you said?
Yeah, there's a number of like naval crafts. Yeah, one of
Oh,
which
okay.
one of which specifically looks like a repurposed ex-pirate ship.
Right.
You once helmed such a beauty? Oh, I would be envious to have once captained such a vessel as that. Although it does seem to be doing well enough under new management. Not as though I.
Oh, but
I'm
I mean,
sorry, I
it's
didn't
no,
mean to bring up old
Hera
wounds.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, we didn't hang.
What was
So-
the name of our old ship?
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know.
Oh, the captain's blocked it from her memory. It's too painful.
We should not speak of it any further, lest we
I'm
upset the
sorry,
captain
Captain.
anymore.
Anyway, how about those southeasterly winds?
Perhaps we should, despite the emotional sensitivity clearly present in the space in this area, perhaps we should land where there are more ships and more people. More faces means more ways to gather information to accomplish our goals.
That is true.
Although I do not fault you if you wish to take a more subtle approach and land where fewer people would know us.
I mean, we're a pretty big ship, so either way, we're gonna draw some attention.
Maybe hiding in plain sight is the way to go then, if it'll be harder to sneak around with this big old baby. I'll just like pat the railing.
Baby ships, Navy ships. Tao, I'm seeking your counsel.
Yeah, yeah, the hiding in plain sight seems to be a better idea.
So Navy. Yes, okay, let's
Tao drives us into the big port.
This is how I drive too, don't worry.
Perfect. You can parallel park your way into the harbor.
That's how boats work.
Mhm.
I mean, this one could do. It's a dwarven thing. It runs on mostly what they call propellers rather than sails. So
Ooh.
yeah, I
didn't
haven't described. Yeah,
realize, look at you.
you are on a dwarven ironclad. This large vessel can hold up to 50 crew members and is plated in iron. It has a large ram at the front, or ramming.
What?
Slap the bow. This bad baby can hold so many privateers.
As you land, the dockmaster, you can see the dockmaster with a couple of men approaching.
I'm gonna.
Sakana steps off to the side, just behind Moed's, has his hands behind his back. Captain, in case of a delicate situation, I am a trained diplomat if you do need additional counsel.
That could be useful. Thank you.
Of course, I
let's-
leave the judgment to you.
Let's see how this goes, and we'll see how this goes.
Hello, Captain. Where is the captain?
That would be me.
Yes, good. Heracles, I do not have you on our schedule for docking today.
No, we were in the town, well, one of the towns that got attacked by the ghost ship.
Yes.
And I very quickly rose through the ranks. So I figured I would join up with other Navy ships to just kind of figure out what to do next.
Excellent. We
Yes, sir.
shall look forward to having your cannons when that ghostly ship arrives. Haha. Now, best bet would be for you to report to Lillian. She is handling proceedings here. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at your men and get you better equipped. Good golly, what happened to all of your uniforms?
Yeah, we were attacked. Like I said, most of us were not in uniform at the time and kind of fled with this ship to keep as many people alive as possible.
Ah, yes, very great initiative. Very well done. Very well done. Maybe a persuasion check.
Oh, scheisse.
If I'm like nodding fervently beside her, is this gonna be assisting?
So
Yeah,
can we
totally.
say, was that persuasion?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we'll do. Coral, make me a performance check. If it beats a DC 10, you get an advantage. If it doesn't beat a DC 10, you get a disadvantage.
Oh,
How about that? Let's
no.
raise these stakes.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry in advance, y'all. That is not my thing.
Oh, disadvantage, please, Amoya. Persuasion.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Right, okay. Well, no problem. Yes, absolutely. Amoya, why don't you take a handful of your representatives and head over to Lillian, and we will make sure that your ship is we'll make sure that everything's in ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Okay, good. Just not everyone aboard is Navy. We had to rescue an orphanage on the way out.
That is quite admirable. And you let the children on the boat. Interesting. Bad luck, you know. Children on boats, bad luck.
They also used to say that about women. So,
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
all right.
Did me, or did everything just become quite awkward?
That's what happens when you make it awkward.
You must understand, all of us are under quite a great deal of stress, what with the ship being bombarded by such ghastly pirates as these ghostly ones. We are all perhaps without our wits quite at hand.
Yes. Well, don't you worry, my good fellow. You and your crewmates can rest at ease. Once those skeletons get a taste of Lillian's cold steel and cannons, they'll be running before the sunset. Just you wait.
I know that I, for one, feel much safer with that knowledge. We will all sleep much easier, I think, now.
All right, yes. We'll get the quartermaster across, make sure that all of your supplies and everything are well put up. Also, I see a couple of cannons missing. We'll get you well fitted out for the upcoming battle. Captain, at your leisure, by all means, go and report to Captain Lillian. She's up at the big tent there on the hill.
Will do. And I leave.
Do you take crew members with you? Do you leave anyone behind?
I will take the three around me with me and leave Rosie in charge. I trust Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie, with a shrewd look, happy to take charge. I'll keep them all in good order. I imagine the Johnny Depp treatment if anyone steps out of line.
Try pretending to be Navy for this one.
Right, yes, I can... She, immediately puts on a nasal accent. Right, yes, I can totally do that, Captain. No worries. You there? Swap the deck, or we'll throw you in the brig. You see, you see Squishy start swapping like mad. Where'd you like to go?
Yes. So we go to the tent on the hill.
You do so. As you're walking up that way, are you all keeping your eyes about you? What's the plan of action when you get to the tent?
Very much. Like pirates amongst the navy. That kind of swivel.
I think Sakana at least would be just taking stock of the general mood of everyone, if everyone's feeling like stressed or anxious, keeping his ears open for any interesting gossip, things like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look as Navy captain-y as possible, but also trying to take in everything in case I gotta book it.
Tao
Oh.
is very specifically looking for Ducky or Bilious.
Okay, so it sounds like a combination of perception checks and maybe a performance check, Amoya? Does that sound fair?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, sure. Performance. Ha ha.
I won't help this time.
Thanks for the. Not that it would have been better.
Okay.
Oh, good.
And we've got some perception checks coming in as well. Oh,
I see.
that's pretty good, pretty good.
I'd like to be looking around too.
By all means, by all means.
Oh. Come on, Roll20, work with me here. What did I do to you?
Okay. Not terrible, not terrible. So, Samwise looking around, you can see the force here amassed. A lot of them look a little bit ragtag like you guys. The Navy isn't looking best equipped right now, They're
Nerds.
they're like they're looking like a force that recently got wrecked and is now putting on a brave face. Also, Sakana will notice looking around. First of all, that the captain isn't doing a great job of looking like a naval captain, but then you couldn't really pick out the other naval captains around anyway. You can see at the tent ahead, there is looks like a meeting going on or something along those lines. The curtains are closed. 2 guards stand out front. They're not letting anyone enter. Tao, as you see through time and space, you can see 2 people conversing. And I don't know what makes you lock in on them, but clearly, perhaps blind luck. Maybe a 1 in 20 chance. Maybe there's 20 people around you, but you chose that one person to lock in on. And you can hear them talking about a tiefling who arrived last night.
Tao will tug on Amoya's jacket. Come. There's folk over there. They're talking about a tiefling that came in last night. You're muted.
I was muted. Interesting. Let's keep our eyes open. See if we'll find Bilious.
Perhaps we could have our diplomat engage with the folk for some information.
Good idea. So, Sakana, will you try to get some info out of the people Tao pointed out?
Absolutely, Captain. I will do my utmost to locate our missing quarry. Um, in addition, we have not had an opportunity to discuss my particular talents, but I made my bones early in my life, um, searching for ancient treasures and tomes, gathering information of lost civilizations. In that line of work, I learned a few spells of particular information gathering natures. Um, should you require advance warning of what's happening inside the tent before you enter and have a discussion with this Liliana, I might perhaps be able to lend you some extra information as well.
That could also be very useful. I mean, what if Phileas is in there because he knows we're pirates? That would be bad.
Mm, if I may I attempt something?
Of course.
Sakana's gonna like find a place to sit, like maybe on a barrel or something, and just kind of sit down and close his eyes. Pull out it looks like a shell, like a tropical conch, that has holes in a few places for notes, sort of like a shell ocarina, and begins playing just a gentle melody, and humming a few things, and sort of zones out. And he's going to be casting clairvoyance inside the tent. Which can I do the thing? There it is. So it creates an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, or in an obvious location that's unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door. It remains in place for 10 minutes while I'm concentrating on it. I can choose seeing or hearing, and as an action, I can switch between seeing and hearing. If anyone can see invisibility, they see like a glowing sensor that's just like hovering in the tent. Um, but he's just going to sort of zone out, kind of like dreamily playing this song to himself, and starts with vision inside the tent.
Sure. Inside the tent, there is a large table laid out with a map of all of the local coves and the sea as a naval map you may be familiar with. There are several barrels placed around this table, but most of them sit empty. Um, uh, Standing nearby is a woman, human in nature, standing very tall and very muscular, but wearing only like leather armor, sort of like the leather of a sailor. She is addressing a tiefling who has rose gold skin, blonde hair, and very, very fine clothing, all pinks and lace and gold trim.
So Sakana takes it all in briefly and then swaps to hearing. So he loses sight of what's happening, but just listens to the conversation for a minute.
So where have you been for the last few weeks? I thought you died when the ghost ship attacked the embassy. Remembering Verbilius's voice. Oh no, something like that. Oh no, it wasn't quite anything like. I was saved, really, but it wasn't. I mean. They kind of, I mean, they told me they were Navy, so I let them save me, but, like, it turned out actually they were pirates, and as soon as I found out that they were, like, pirates, I fled. They did save an orphanage, though. Pirates are pirates, Bilius. We must be rid of them, but at the moment we must focus on this ghost ship. Perhaps your friends can be convinced to join the Navy. We've had to take some crew members from unsavory backgrounds recently out of desperation. I mean, yeah, I guess so. they didn't really do anything piratey. Except for, like, give up a bloke to a witch. That was a bit piratey. Like, they didn't seem to care about him at all. He was alright. He was quite nice. Told me a story. I won't repeat the story. It was a bit naughty. Yes. Bilius, I think you should wash up and perhaps just remind yourself a little of court etiquette and things. I need to address my captains soon anyway. Why don't you go and rest up? And
I think that's where Sakana drops the note, plays like one or two notes. The conch sort of starts to drop out of his hands as he's like coming out of his reverie. Um, there is a tiefling that with rose gold skin and hair, and a woman in leathers, and he sort of gives the rough descriptions, and then roughly relays the conversation. Does that sound like the person we're looking for?
Yep. That's I think we're kind of screwed if we don't join the Navy. I guess we could join and then kind of just fuck off later.
I mean, we could pretend to join, and then it's not really any different than what we're actually doing right now.
True. Yes. That.
It's like double pretending.
We'll do that. Sure. Okay. And I think this Lillian would want to know that her husband is maybe the captain of the ghost ship.
so, whilst Sakana was listening in on that conversation, it was quite a long conversation, and you may have been listening further to those two people who were talking about Bilius. Perhaps. Why not? That would be a useful segue for me, so let's do it. They continue to talk, and then one of them says, "Hey, did you hear the rumor about how Lillian, like, became a great warrior and made her way in?" And shh, we're not supposed to talk about that. Like, that is a hot topic, especially not this close to her tent. Leave that talk for the brothel, mate. All right, not here, not here. All right, not here. Okay. When did you drop your posh naval accent? I don't know. It's alarm. That's what that is. Alarm at you talking about things we shouldn't. I'm sorry. It's all right. I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you too.
Young love.
So if you guys don't interrupt me and my brain goes weird places with these conversations.
Wasn't sure if you were looking for an out there or not, you know? Like, where's this going? Weird new side quest? I'm into it.
Okay, so Lillian for sure did something crazy.
I believe the witch said something along the lines of Lillian had to give her firstborn or a child of some sort. And I suppose that the whole business with Bilius being adopted had something to do with that.
Oh, truly a classic of mythology and tales of old. You give your child away, and the child is replaced by a changeling of some kind, perhaps a demon or some sort of other creature from beyond the veil and another multiverse. Even, oh, this is fantastic! This would make a great story. I'm very sorry. This is all very serious and very close to you all.
Yeah, I think we need to have a word with Lillian about all this, because it seems we might have some information she does not have.
Then perhaps we should make our introductions.
Yeah, I'm gonna just announce myself to the guards, I guess. And be like, whenever she has time, I would like to talk to
As you are
Lillian.
as you approach the tent, still, as you've all been listening and playing music and things, your other consort is with you. The harbor master walked with you all this way. He's just been standing and waiting for the guards to open the doors, not really listening into your conversations. Thank goodness. Um, there is a loud whistle, a sort of. I wonder if I can still do that high. No, I can't. I used to be able to do a high pitched whistle like that. I can't do it anymore. I could do a normal whistle, not a high pitched one. There's a high pitched whistle that rings out, and you see many feathered caps, tricorns, and other captainy looking caps heading towards the big tent. It would seem the captains have been summoned.
Yeah, I don't think Lillian wants to have this conversation in front of witnesses.
The harbour
So maybe-
master turns to you and goes, "Well, in you go."
Oh, yes,
in
of course.
In we go.
Oh yeah. This is where we belong.
Just the captain, new recruits. Come on now.
Aw.
And don't say we.
But
Like in you go, like as a like plural you know? Just yeah, I'm gonna go
I
in.
believe you is one of them multifaceted words. In you go, in you go.
Bye.
Before Amoya goes in, Tao will pull out some biscuits from her pockets and hand them to her. In case it helps, you never know.
Thank you. Ninja Star biscuits.
You can't negotiate on an empty stomach.
That is
Oh,
true.
that's true.
So as Captain Amoya goes in with the other captains, the guards stand back across the door, and no more is seen of them. What will Coral, Sakana, and Tao do whilst the captain is in the tent?
Well, we know that our quarry is here on this island. We know a little bit about the current state of things. I defer. Tao, you are the longest standing member of this crew. Surely there are priorities that we must address.
Tao looks worried as soon as our captain is out of view, and she kind of looks around. She says, well, I can't help but be a bit worried for Bilius. He's a young one, and I was training him on how to fight. And yes, his mother might be in charge here, but I didn't. You didn't happen to see Ducky, little wee one?
Unfortunately, no. Perhaps we could dedicate our efforts to finding Ducky on this island, if in fact the two of them went off together or were in search of each other.
Oh, that might be a good idea. Coral, do you have tracking abilities?
Sorry. Yeah, I was just worried about the captain being off on her own. Yeah, I could help to do a bit of tracking as best I can, at least.
Right, we'll start from there then.
By all means, you can make survival or perception or investigation. Different roles will give different kinds of results.
Yay, and coast is my favored terrain.
Hey.
So I believe I get to make it at advantage. See if I can remember how to actually
Maybe.
note that in Roll20, though. I don't remember.
Maybe I'll give an investigation to sort of gather up some local like chatter and see if that might be able
What's
to
wrong?
help
Thanks,
out any of Coral's tracking ability. Or not.
Although I think I get advantage. Let me double check because it's my favorite terrain.
Oh, and your favorite terrain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
my favorite
so.
terrain is coast. I just want to double check because that's like one of the ones that I get mixed up on a bit. Where is it though? I'm looking at like the wrong area.
Should be bottom right of the character sheet.
Aha, there it is. Yes, thank you. Oh, my proficiency bonus is actually doubled. That's what it is.
Hey,
An
so
advantage. So that'll be at another 3.
15. Very nice. Very nice. So investigation and perception on a 9. Not sure what it is. But something's not right. As you're investigating, looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, these tents aren't all laid out like naval tents. You know, they're not in a line like a boot camp. The coast seems okay. There's just something not right going on here. Perhaps this low roll may make Tau and Sakana feel uneasy. Coral! On your survival check, you look around, you can see on the ground there has been a lot of footprints around. But knowing the coast and knowing how things around these sorts of terrain work, you can immediately rule out most tracks as completely nominal. You are looking for light tracks. Ducky is a small person. You will find them around somewhere by following the lightest tracks, and probably looking in the smallest places. And indeed you do. You see a small compartment near the main tent, just below some shelving, where it looks like a small creature has hidden.
Oh, I think we might have found Ducky's current little hidey hole there. I'm like being quiet now that it's in line of sight, and I'll just sort of point it out to my companions. I mean, I don't know if they're in there like right now, but I don't know. Tao, you're a bit closer. Maybe you should go try to talk to him.
Okay. Tal kind of takes biscuits out of her pockets and walks up. Ducky, are you in there?
As you investigate this crawl space, you can see that Ducky is not in there. However, there is a small bag, perhaps a coin purse.
Tal will look inside of it.
And well, as you pull it out, it's made of flannel, and on the side there is a soft duck. You
Tal
look at.
Sorry, go ahead.
As you look inside, you can see a ring snapped cleanly in 2 pieces.
Oh. She picks it up and she examines it.
Yeah. As you examine it, the ring is inscribed so that around the outer side of it, it says clearly, Ring of Free Wishes.
She'll hold it up towards Sakana and Coral. It says something on it. Why don't you have a look?
Certainly. There's Ring of Wishes. Does that sound familiar at all? Let me think. Sakana consults his accumulated knowledge of history and magic. If perhaps there is anything that he might glean about the nature of this object.
Sure thing. Give me an Arcana or History check.
Sure. I'll do history because I have expertise with it. So I double my proficiency bonus. So that should be +4, so a 26.
26, nice. On a 26, you can tell this ring was indeed a genuine ring of free wishes, told of in old tales. They turn up only to those that need them most. They grant free wishes, and once your third wish has been cast, the ring breaks cleanly in 2, becoming useless to anyone else who touches it.
So he's looking at the 2 halves and then Oh, by the deeps, this is a ring of this is a genuine. This is a true magical ring. It comes to those who are in need of things. The winds of fate bring it across to those that require it. But once all of its magic has been expended, well, it would appear in this current state, two halves, completely useless, as you can see. However, it was acquired. Obviously, the magic has been used up, and well, I suppose the only question is, what were those 3 wishes that were made?
Well, whatever they are, I hope that Ducky's safe and happy. Tal will ask for them back, and
Please, and hands it over.
she'll put them back into the pouch, and she'll put the biscuits in there, and she'll take off her hat and leave her hat there, and you'll see her kind of tidy the space. She takes off her cloak and just makes it cozy. Well, I hope Doki comes back here. Perhaps we should come back and check before we go.
I mean, the pouch was left here, so I think that's a pretty decent sign that Ducky means to swing back by sometime. So maybe we can just keep an eye out.
What, unfortunately, Ao and Sakana failed to notice whilst we were going through and learning the history and finding where Ducky was, as you turn around to go and start moving on with your quest to find Ducky, you are surrounded. Soldiers level guns at you. And we're going to pan inside the tent to Amoya.
Yeah.
The harbour master walks in the tent behind you, Amoya, and all the captains are there. And Lillian turns to address you all and says, "All right. We're here to have a war council. It would seem the ghost ship is on its way down. We're going to need to scramble our ships and get out to sea. But first, there are some matters that need to be attended to. Harbour Master, who is this that you've brought with you?" Yes, this is the latest arrival in the port. Sailing the Heracles, a poor attempt to veil the commandeered Hercules, and clearly a crew made entirely of pirates, who, in their defense, may have saved an orphanage. Immediately, all the captains draw pistols, Amoya.
Just hands up.
Well, Captain
Amoya.
Amoya, it seems you have two choices. You can give up your pyrocratic ways and join us in the Navy fighting the ghost ship, or we'll commandeer your ship back as its naval property and be done with you. What would it be?
I mean,
There's
I
no
like
time
to be alive, so
unfortunately, we are...
maybe. Woo.
Navy Woo, yes. Well, that's as close to the official pledge, I suppose, as we're going to get. We don't have the king's coin anyway, so never mind. All right, men,
Yeah,
load down your guns. We're in dire straits. We need all the help we can get. And let the crew know outside not to shoot the other crew, their crew. There's a whistle, and outside the guns are lowered, and people go, "Hey, you're in the Navy now."
In the Navy.
Oh, hi, I'm Coral.
Amoya,
Yes.
you sit through a meeting planning. Make me a straight intelligence roll.
Oh, good. Let's find intelligence and yeah.
It's boring. Nothing really of interest here. They're talking about sailing ships out, sailing ships in, setting up things. Your ears perk up, though, when they hear... Well, Amoya, you're going to need to take that dwarven ironclad you've had, and I hope everyone on board knows how to fire cannons. Of course, you can leave the orphans and their carer here.
Yeah, sure. Would it be possible to have a word with you after this meeting?
Um, yes, I don't see why not. We should get you formally sworn in one way or another. But until then, we're just going to take you under oath.
Sure.
The meeting wraps up. You have a moment with Lillian.
Gonna be, yeah. The Swamp Witch sends her regards, Lillian.
Right, sit down.
Yeah, I was sitting. Still, so I've met a witch that's very keen on you, and a ghost captain that claims to be your husband.
My husband died some time ago. I thought my blessed son had died too.
Yeah, he did not. We saved him.
The ghost
According,
ship captain was the first. Well, his first act was to kill my husband, which led me on this vitriolic campaign of retribution to lead the Navy into their demise. The ghost ship's demise, not the Navy's.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so the witch said you owe her?
That is simply which no all of my I do not know what you mean which I all of my accolades are my own, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure I believe you, but all right.
Yeah, would you like to make an insight check?
Yes, I would like to make an insight check. Let's see how low a roll we can make this.
You do have 2
Uh,
automatic successes from earlier in the campaign.
all right. Let's do that.
Yeah. So with your automatic success, you can see the chair that she's sitting on looks a lot like a throne of lies.
All right. Yeah, so the Captain Bones, he was looking for you and his son Bilius. I'm
Yes,
pretty
me and my son Bilius. Well, of course he was. He wants to be my end.
No, he kind of wanted you to live, uh, and also, yeah, yeah, I don't know who to trust at this point. But it's very easy to send word to the witch and tell her where you are. And I also have the means to kill the captain on the ghost ship. So,
I
are you
fear no witch.
sure about that?
You have no leverage over me.
Yeah. Uh, I don't think that's true. I mean, your kid seems to like me.
Ha! You convinced him you were Navy. Of course he liked you.
I mean, I never said we were Navy. I just didn't say we were pirates. I said I was a captain. He just assumed it was in the Navy.
And I imagine you're proud of taking advantage of one so young.
I saved the dude.
Hmm.
And an orphanage. Just FYI.
Yes, we
Plus,
should not forget that you saved an orphanage.
yeah. By the way, have you seen like a small kid, Ducky? He likes duck things.
Uh, no. I did
All right.
see a young man named Ducky.
In-
He's currently in the brig. He tried to steal Bilius.
Yeah, that's a bounty I put on him. Bilius, alive or alive?
You put a bounty on my son.
Yes.
Alive or alive. In a pirate cove.
Yes.
We're going to need to have some conversations about your judgment, Amoya. But, for now, let's pan back outside to Sakana and Coral. And Tao, of course. They put up their guns. They say, "Oh, it turns out your captain is sworn in to join the navy. So now you're part of the navy with us."
Oh, great.
How fortuitous.
We haven't got uniforms as such at the minute. We've got lots of cannons. But we do have stew.
Oh.
Puts meat on your
Well,
bones.
I mean, that sounds good.
Yeah, puts meat on your bones, hair on your chest, ammo in your rifle. Good stuff it is.
Oh, all those things sound delightful.
That passive perception, Coral.
Yeah.
Strange time of day for mist to roll in.
Oh, creepy. Oh, so I'm a little new to town here, but is that usual for the area? I'll point it out.
Coral, I hardly think this is the time for a distraction. These people seem to be wanting to help us out. Oh.
No, I mean, yeah.
Kind of
Wait,
like
more
looks out like,
vehemently.
I've seen this before. This mist. This is what we saw before the prison was attacked.
Oh.
As you
does
look
it signal the arrival of the ghost ship?
on those
Ciao?
words, you look out to sea, and there, silhouetted somehow against the dwindling sun, is the ghost ship. At this distance, it looks strange. The bow looks like its figurehead is a skull with a knife sticking out of its mouth. You know that to be the prow, but it looks eerie even at this distance. Its sails ripped.
Oh, well, that's
No one
unsettling.
You seem to have been the first to have noticed this.
Is there something we should be I don't know doing, Tao? You have more experience dealing with this ghosty bob than we do.
Fellas and ship, ghosts, ship.
Okay, yeah, I'll just pat her shoulders.
Sound the alarm bells.
There we go. Sound the alarm bell. Looks out to sea, and you can see this guy's face drain as all the color leaves him. Pale as a ghost himself. The ghost. We're not ready. We're not ready. Sound the alarm! And he runs off, and bells start ringing as the sun sets. Inside the tent, Amoya. You and the captain hear bells ringing. Lillian curses. Not yet. We're not ready.
I mean, if you wait until you're ready, you'll never do it. So might as well just go for it.
Go, scramble your ship. I'll get the other captains to scramble theirs. We cannot let them catch us in port. They will destroy us. They have superior firepower. We need to take the fight to them.
Yeah, he wants Bilius, so maybe use the kid as bait. You got anyone who can
I
do
will
like
not use my son as bait.
Do you know anyone who can do magic?
Ilias?
Yeah, can he do like the image thing?
The image thing?
Yeah, like some people with magic powers can create images that kind of look real but aren't.
Actually saying that she's pulling on like a half-plate piece of armor that sits across her levers and pulling up a flail. A large shield.
Yeah, so good luck with that.
Alright, look, go and get your ship ready. We're going to scramble all the captains. Just get out there. I'll consider your counsel, Pirate Captain Amoya, but I will not put my son out as a bait. We'll see if anyone else knows illusion spells. And out, she calls outside. She steps outside now, coming into Sakana Coral and Tal's view, and starts yelling commands, barking orders, and soon people are rushing towards their ships as the sun slowly sets below the horizon, plunging the coast not quite into darkness, because this mist now glows an eerie green colour, that mossy green that just seems
Great.
unnatural.
Great.
As you see the first ships pulling out of harbour, there is a peal of thunder. Except it's not thunder. Cannonballs strike the ships. They come to rest inside the harbour mouth.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna scoot behind Lillian and go to Tao and Sakana and Goro and be like, go. We
Yeah,
get to use the ramming function on the Hercules.
and can all of you please make me a dexterity check, as there is another peal of thunder, and this time the port itself is being fired on.
Just
Saving
a
throw.
straight check or a save?
Saving throw, please. Good so far. Good so far. Yeah, okay, so everyone is able to avoid being in the line of fire. However, you do hear cries of pain from around you as people are flung into the air, and one person in particular go, "No, not the stew!" Other than that, people are running to the ships. But I think this is where we're going to take our 5-minute break. We'll be back after the break to play out the rest of this entire campaign. We are at 20 retweets. I see you, 20th retweeter. If you can use roll in our break, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, please do as we do. Step away from the screen for a second. Stretch your legs. Grab a drink. Take a bio. Do all the things necessary for extended period, especially if you've been with us since the beginning. We'll be back in 5 minutes, everyone. And hope to see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great break. We certainly did. We will launch right back into things as a peal of cannon fire hits the docks, and people are scrambling all around you to get to their ships, get on the water, and hopefully out of the harbor, though some are panicking and fleeing. What is the party doing?
Running to the ship and yelling for... Oh shit, Ducky's in the brig. We need to go to the brig first.
Only you know that currently,
You're
Captain
the
Amoy.
only one, yeah.
Okay, detour. We're going to the brig.
Are we all
Ducky!
together
Why?
again yet? Or
Yeah.
is Amoya
Yeah,
still in the tent?
I ran out and got you guys, and we were running to the ship,
Okay.
and now I'm detouring us. Ducky's in the brig. We need to go to the brig.
Okay.
Which brig? There's like a bunch of ships around here.
Yes, and this isn't exactly the most orthodox of layouts for this camp.
I'm just gonna grab a random dude and be like, "Where's the brig?"
I'd say the portside brig or one of the ship brigs.
Where's the dude who came for Bilius?
Oh, my goodness. We had to put him in one of the stone buildings towards the back of the camp. The man was literally punching through hulls.
That's my Ducky. Let's go.
Is it?
And we're trying to save this person?
Yes.
I mean, I know I'm new here, but
Seems as though they can handle themselves just fine.
We're running to the
Hup,
back
hup,
of the
hup, hup.
camp.
As you run towards the back of the camp, looking a little bit like deserters, not gonna lie, you see this building, and inside you can hear a crying noise. A sort of
Ducky?
older person, sort of. It sounds like an old voice, but like a very young kind of wail. You know, the wail of despair that you can only hear in a young child, but from an older voice.
Ducky, is that you? Can we go in? Is there a door? Is it locked? Do we need to break down the door?
The door to the actual entrance is just fine.
Okay.
Inside, you open this door and you can see a barred... It seems this was once some kind of prison or holding cell. And inside is a... You immediately recognize Ducky, just 6 foot tall, and all proportions change to match. Holding on to the bars and going back and forth while crying, and you can see the bars are bending back and forth.
Hey, Ducky, we came to get you.
Oh, Captain!
Okay, let's get you out of there. Are there any keys? Like on the wall or...
There are some keys. They are on the floor. It seems they were dropped.
Picking them up and trying to unlock the cage.
You unlock Ducky's cage. Ducky scoops you up, Amoya, as though you weighed nothing, and hugs you a little too tightly.
Yeah, I have to breathe. So, we have to go because the ghost ship is here and we don't want to die. So let's go.
No. As you look at Ducky, we'll make this a little more clear just for the questions in chat. Yeah, very stocky. They were a dwarven child, so they look extra thick at 6 foot tall. Like, kind of...
Does Ducky look like a child that has been enlarged, or does Ducky look like a teen or an adult and also large?
Looks like a child that's been enlarged.
Okay.
Poor Ducky.
well, that's unsettling.
Oh, they wanted to be big. Sakana's like mumbling under his breath.
I
Oh,
get
I
it
understand.
now.
Yes, of course, the ring was too literal. This is a very charming reunion, I'm sure, but surely we must need to vacate the
Yes.
premises as quickly as possible.
Yes. We should go. Back to Rosie. And
As-
we run back.
You all run, Ducky in tow. As you get back to the ship, Ducky begins to shrink back down to regular size. It would seem it was just an enlarged spell that would wear off with time.
Okay, this is easier to deal with. Let's get you on board.
As you run on board, Rosie already has everyone moving. The cannons are ready. She has got the engine purring. As soon as you get on board, the ship is ready to drive. However, looking across the prow, you can see that the ghost ship is also bearing down on the harbour. Swivel cannons firing at the front.
Okay. Let's do we ram the ghost ship instead?
You want to meet this problem head on? Are you...
I mean, it's not even our ship. So,
Yes, but we are on it.
yes. But you can swim, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I was born in the water.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Same. Yeah. So, don't think that's a problem.
I just meant any of the aftershocks of smashing our ship into the other one, and well, you and I can swim. The rest of the crew may not be quite so fortunate.
I mean, are we gonna be like crashing in and then just abandoning, or are we able to like fight these ghosts or something? Because that would be a good, position maybe to try and board them, mess up their day real good.
This ship was made for ramming, so I'm thinking we'll be fine.
Well, Captain, I have to say we've only known each other for a very short period of time, but I can't say that I don't admire your gumption.
Let's kill some ghosts.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be totally fine there. And I'm like unsheathing my short swords and stretching.
If a ghost is already dead, can it actually be killed, or is it bringing it to... I've never quite understood.
Re-kill it. It becomes a double plus dead there.
George!
And Jackal,
Ship.
the human peg leg botsson that you appointed so long ago now, is downstairs by the furnace, shoveling fuel in. Soon you are moving at full speed towards the harbour. There are crashed ships in the harbour mouth. The ghost ship coming in, you heading out. How are we doing this? Full steam or?
How far away is the ghost ship from the mouth of the harbor?
It was right out when it started its charge, so it's probably you're maybe 4 minutes away, it's maybe 8 minutes away. No, wait, you're inside the harbour. You're 2 minutes away, it's 5 minutes away.
Okay. Maybe we wait, because if it charges through the ships, we can meet it like
Will
this.
we have enough distance to pick up speed for an effective ram if we wait?
We can just back up and try again.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. Wait.
Okay. Alright, so Jackal, alright, Captain, so you want me not to go full speed, you just want me to lay low down a little bit slower, right? Alright, got you. He just like disconnects a valve, steam starts pouring out onto the lower deck. Like, alright, it'll be stopping just a second now. I'm gonna keep the heat up It's going to put an awful lot of strain on the engine, though, Captain. I don't mind telling you.
Okay, we can't just kind of chill for like a few minutes and then.
Oh, aye. But I'm thinking if you want us to get back up to full speed quickly, I'll have to put a lot of pressure on the engine. You know.
Okay.
All right, you're happy. I'm happy, I guess.
If we don't get rid of the ghost ship, we probably die. So I'm thinking.
As the ghost ship comes down on the harbour mouth, you see archers and riflemen take up stock up across the top of the barricade. Why archers, I hear you cry? Because they have flaming arrows. As the boat comes close, they start firing down on the ship. Gunshots blare, and flaming arrows hit the deck. And the deck immediately catches fire, as though the wood was completely dry, maybe even lacquered. Except the fire is not orange. The fire turns that bluey green, and the ghost ship sails on in flames through the two ships at high speed. There is a ginormous crash as you see the ship rear back a little bit on the impact and then continue bearing forwards as the two ships sort of knock apart into the harbour and begin to sink.
Yeah, that kind of ruins my plan. Little bit. Guess we line up side by side, try to shoot them.
Okay, sure thing, there, Captain.
I don't know what the ship terms are.
Ship terms, ship terms, ship terms.
Broadside, swab the deck. Yep, got it.
Starboard, port, aft, stern, bow,
Wheel,
mast.
anchor.
Start, select.
Up,
Like
down,
halfway to the
left,
Konami
right.
code there for a second.
Do we have like people set manning cannons? Do we need to do that? Do we need a proficiency to do that well?
Your ship happens to be equipped with cannons handily. In fact, it has a deck of 2 carronades, I believe. This is something I should have had open before we got to this.
I seem to recall one of the deckhands saying that they were going to equip us with a few things.
Yeah, I don't know if they had time to do yet, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, your ship is equipped with several carronades. Let's see, your ship starts with 2, I think, so we'll give you an extra bunch of cannons. Essentially, you have heavy shots. They're dry fixed. They require loading, and you can fire 1 carronade at a time. Who would like to take charge of the carronades? Amoya, I'm going to say that you're busy captaining, and I believe is Tao at the wheel. So we have
Yes.
Coral or Sakana to take over carronades, unless you would like to leave it to one of the NPCs.
Oh boy, what do you think?
I think I trust you guys.
Where are they situated on the ship? Like,
That would be below deck, right?
There are 6 on top deck, there are 8 below deck, and 6 in the lowest deck.
Oh, that's a lot.
oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I don't think we could obviously man all of them.
No.
I mean, just as a ranger, I'm best suited to melee than range, honestly. That was, like, my focus.
You can, however, command the team of carronades.
You just gotta say fire.
Perhaps I will take point. I'm used to structural integrity of ancient ruins, and perhaps could use that information to apply violent force in just the right areas.
I love
You
that.
have a very commanding presence too. So you know, if you're helping to order these other people around, I think that'd be great.
Okay.
I'll take control of the gunners.
So then we have the situation now. Then when we're not ramming the ghost ship, right? We are
Yeah,
going to
we're-
go alongside them to broadside.
Yes, because blue fire sounds bad.
Okay. So as we come alongside them, Sakana, you can use that skill that you mentioned to roll an attack roll.
Okay. Would you like that to be dexterity?
Charisma sounds good.
Charisma, yeah.
Yeah, charisma sounds good.
As a
And
command.
whatever proficiency it was that came with the skill you mentioned.
Let's see. It's not really history per se. I could make the argument for perception to see where weaknesses might be, or perhaps persuasion to boost the morale of the crew.
I'm happy for either of those.
Let's take persuasion, since I'm quite good at it.
On a 22, you get the crew are full of ale and more ale, and they fire exactly when you say. You see your cannons ripple into the side of this goat ship, a solid hit beating its DC. Bits of wood and ghostly fire rain. Please roll me damage. The damage will be 20d10.
Whew.
1d10 per cannon.
All right. Steady now.
Yes.
And fire.
Ooh. Nice.
You see skeletons, bits of boat, everything, they go flying. The ship does not go down. Instead, they fire back.
Brace
What's-
for impact.
What's your AC here? Dwarven Ironclad. Ooh.
Steady, lads and lasses.
They hit, but only just. You see bits of metal bend up. The Dwarven Ironclad has an AC of 25, by the way. So they hit only just. They do nowhere near as much damage to you as you have done to them. Having far less cannon. Oh, actually, I rolled really well. They do quite a lot of damage considering they have far less cannons. But your ship has 396 HP, so you take the damage, but it's not the end of the world. You also see flaming skeletons swinging from rope to land on deck. 5 of them, in fact. If not more. Maybe they'll be boarding. Who knows? Everyone, please roll initiative for me.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Would someone be able to track initiative for me? Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Ouch. Well, that's sad there.
It happened. You know, we hear it happened.
Roll 20. Come on, buddy.
See, not too bad. Some of them rolled high, some of them rolled low. It's not the end of the world.
They all still rolled equal to or higher than us with our 4s.
Okay. First one is Skelly.
Yeah, the chat calling me out over here because I kind of always roll well against the players somehow. Okay. So skeleton number 1 is going to run up and attack Coral because it wouldn't be exciting if it was anyone else. Their short sword comes in. Does an 18 hit you?
Oh yeah.
They wiggle your ribs for 6 damage with their short sword.
Brr.
Next is Captain Amoya.
Oh boy. boy, I'm gonna cast Call Lightning, I think. Yes, I'm gonna cast Call Lightning.
Oh my goodness.
At level 3.
Zap up.
So, I'm gonna center it. Well, it's above me. Okay. Concentration 10 minutes. A storm cloud appears. 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius, centered on a point I can see.
Oh, you can put it on a point you can see then.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it hit the mast of the ghost ship.
Mm.
Try to break it so those skellies fall to their death. Again.
So as the lightning comes down, it does indeed strike the mast, and you see the mast fall forward into the ghost ship, crashing through the wood. It actually parts the wood quite a way and comes to a rest. However, the ghost ship continues to sail as though its sail was in place.
Yeah, I just wanted to not have a point for them to swing from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And the skeletons close to that, a number of them would be struck down. You see, close to the ship's mast, a number of skeletons. Their bones are scattered across the deck. Next is one of the skeletons on your own deck. This one is going to run towards one of the cannoneers on the carronade. It's within 10 feet of you, within 5 feet of you, Sakana, so you can step in if you like to protect them.
Sure.
Great, then they'll attack you. They swing at you. Does a 5 hit you? No. Nothing to be done there. Next is Tao.
Are there any skellies on the top of the deck? Top deck?
Sure thing.
Tao will put the ship into auto drive, or abandon it, I guess, and she'll run over with her quarterstaff and smack him.
You call it auto. Squishy hates it when you say that because he takes the wheel.
Oh, no. It's all right, Squishy. You're doing fine. Yeah, just don't pull that lever.
Looks at the lever, licking his lips. What are you doing, Tao?
Quarterstaff?
Go for it.
Hiya.
That definitely hits.
4 bludgeoning and my extra attack. That's a 2. Then my bonus action, I have unarmed strike, so I punch with my fist.
Those are both unarmed, and they're both bludgeoning, that is enough to destroy the skeleton. So this unarmed strike, we can say someone's attacking Captain Amoya, and you can have a bash at the second skeleton if you like. I forgot how good you are at dispatching skeletons versus...
You see her just sort of windmilling her quarterstaff and just smack, smack. And then she kind of, and just palms one right in the back of the head.
Yeah, that last one, that is a solid strike. It's hanging on by a thread as parts of its bones have gone flying all over the place. There's still at least an arm and a leg, so it's able to attack. However, you have got rid of one skeleton. It was actually the skeleton whose turn was next, but that's not too much of a problem because the one you attacked after that is next in the turn order, so I do get an attack off as that skeleton. They're going to attack you, Captain Amoya, despite Tao blowing them to smithereens. Does a 9 hit you?
Nope.
Great. Then next is Coral.
Okay, there is, I believe, a skeleton still all right up on me, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I'd like to make both of my. Actually, first I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark it, cause why not? And I'm gonna make my 2 attacks with my short sword.
By all means. A 16 hits.
Okay. And a 12 there.
The 12 isn't going to hit, but the 16 hits.
Hooray! So that's gonna be
So to roll
Oh, it did it twice. Sorry.
to roll damage, you want to go and click on where the roll is output. So on that, where it says 16, 15 short sword, click on the words short sword, and it should roll damage for you.
Oh, handy.
There we go. 4 piercing damage. You see the skeleton as your sword passes right through it. Look down. You do take a chip out of one of the bones. It has taken damage, just not a lot.
Right. The second attack was also 4, and then I also actually need to add my Hunter's Mark.
Yes, indeed.
Did I do that right? So 3 for Hunter's Mark, and I also have Colossus Slayer, so I'll add that now, which is going to be an extra D8 because Rangers are boss.
Oh yeah.
Is it gonna go? It's like frozen on my end. Did it go through?
Yeah, unfortunately, the second attack wasn't quite a hit. It didn't beat its AC, so we're going to
Oh, it
ignore
wasn't.
4 of that damage. But altogether, actually, it doesn't look like that piercing strike did a lot of damage. But then, actually, the skeleton is kind of like, you know, like when you're like, oh, that didn't. Oh, it's got one of those faces on. That's not too.
It's a delayed sting.
Yeah. Ooh.
Just smiling weirdly politely at it.
It can't help but grin back at you. Next in the turn order is Sakana.
All right, I can't wait to use this. So the skeleton swings. Sakana like ducks under it, like ooh. Looks very nervous and holds his hands up because, oh no, I'm unarmed. Wait, and he puts his fingers up like this and goes, click, click, and casts finger guns.
Yes.
Which is my favorite cantrip in any supplement that I've ever seen. So I get to, for 1 minute, just make spell attack rolls as a cantrip with my finger to shoot force damage. So my spell attack bonus is 6. So...
Ooh, 16 hits. Yes.
All right, and because I'm level 5, I roll 2d8 for the damage. And it's 9 force damage.
Hell yeah. Somehow, perhaps Coral will see it from across the deck. Just by pointing his finger and saying bang, Sakana seems to do as much damage to that skeleton as you do with your sword.
Sakana blows. Looks over and gives a wink to Coral.
Yeah. Also, your team of Carronades, they are reloading this turn, so no bonus action fire, I'm afraid. Do you have any other bonus actions, though?
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Lovely.
Steady on, lads.
The last skeleton is going to swing across and land on the deck. It's going to go around. It's... I don't want to, but it's going to have to attack Tau. Tau's the most dangerous. It's going to attack Tau. Does an 11 hit you?
No.
Yeah, I know. So you avoid the damage as it tries to attack you, and we go back to the top of the order. However, between rounds, if you'd like to make a perception check, you most certainly can. Anyone, everyone.
Ooh, I would like to do that, please.
Love to roll dice.
Perception.
I
Boom.
think Tao is a little focused on trying to protect her captain, so she can't look.
I got double digits.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, Coral and Amoya, you both look across. You can tell this ship is sailing. There are skeletons. No captain, though. The captain is not on board. On a 23, nat 20 perception, Sakana, you see a figure heading towards shore, swimming. Let's get back into it.
Yeah. Go for it.
So skeleton number 1, still on Coral, is going to attack once more. Does a 19 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Please take 3 piercing damage as it looks down at the hole you made in its rib and tries to do a similar thing to you. Next is the Amoya. The
Amoya. I'm gonna call lightning again. Do I see a point that would be like tactically smart to hit with the lightning?
I think passive wisdom at the minute. You can see that no matter what happens to this ship, it will not go down. It already looks wrecked. In fact, you can see a large hole in its hull that it should be sinking. This ship is not gonna go down. If you would like to hit skeletons, though, you can see a large portion of them queuing up to get on a swing rope. There's only one left, so they're kind of queuing up.
Yeah, I'll hit those. And it's a DC 15. Call it? Dex.
We'll make one roll for all of them. They fail.
Oh, great. So that is 4d10 damage because we're outside.
By all means. These skeletons explode. You know, like in old movies when a gunpowder barrel would explode and all you see is a big explosion and like bits of wood flying everywhere? It's kind of like that, but with bones.
Yep.
Next. Oh, go on.
That's it. No, that's it.
No more? You sure?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the person swimming. I just see there's no captain. So I'm just trying to kill skellies.
Okay. Then next is skeleton number 2 on Sakana. As you point your finger at it, it's going to take a swipe with its short sword at your finger. Does a 21 hit you? It does 4 piercing damage, so maybe just the tip gives you a paper cut. And it shouldn't hurt, but we've all had a paper cut. It's definitely worth 4 piercing. Like
Absolutely. Painful.
Yeah.
A wisdom save against the distraction.
I had the worst paper cut recently. I got it from the foil on my new coffee jar. Like the foil just went straight in.
That is sad.
My new coffee. Oh no, it hurts me. Tao is next in the turn order. There is still a skeleton. One skeleton on you, and the weak one on Captain Amoya.
I will go serve my captain and attack the one on my captain. Boop.
An 8, unfortunately, is not going to hit.
Boop.
A 10 is not going to hit. Aha, maybe Tao's had a... Okay, yeah, the 15 hits.
Boop.
And that is enough to take out the skeleton. The one that was attacking Captain Amoya, right?
Yes.
Yes, you hit it and it's going to blast backwards out away.
Off the ship with you. That's my turn.
That's your turn. Wonderful. That skeleton's already been defeated. That one's defeated now as well. So next is Coral.
Okay, the one that I was dealing with, I think, is still up, though, yeah?
Just about still up, yes.
This here jerk, I'm gonna try to finish it off with my 2 short sword attacks. Let's try the first one here. Oh, that'll miss with a 9. That's unfortunate. Try the other one. 13's probably gonna miss as well.
13. Your blade thrusts forward and just makes contact with the skeleton. It's just a hit.
I literally laugh in its face like that. So damage. It's just a 4 piercing. What is with you, Roll20? Come on, buddy.
You have your hunter's mark on it?
But I do have my hunter's mark. I gotta roll that one manually. Hang on. Hunter's mark and my Colossus Slayer as well. I get that once around. So another 8.
8 plus 4. So that's going to be a lot of overkill. We're talking like 10 points of overkill here. How does this look?
Yeah. Oh, I have the first short sword. I get it like up into its rib cage, and then I just kind of like try to get it out for the second attack, and it gets stuck, so I miss, and then I just kind of like shake it around, and the whole skeleton like falls apart. It's pretty goofy. And I still actually have my bonus action. So is there another skeleton within 30 feet of me?
There is. There is one captain attacking Tau and one attacking Sakana.
Okay, I will race up to the one attacking Sakana, so he'll be able to hopefully pay more attention to directing the others. And I'll use my bonus action for another attack. 13.
Just hits.
Yeah.
We'll just take the 4 damage there. It's rolled critical.
I've got my double. I get my proficiency, or not my proficiency. I still get my modifier.
Oh yeah, definitely. I meant it's rolled a critical damage there, so we'll just take the 4 damage on the left.
I see. Sorry.
That's okay. That is not gonna quite be enough to kill the skeleton, but you can maim it badly. How would you like to?
To maim it badly, I'll race forward and I'll slice across it with my short sword, and one of its bony arms falls flopping to the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, the bones, once they hit the deck, become inanimate and scatter away. Putting us promptly on Sakana's turn.
Just
All right.
wave at him.
Thank you! I'll just dispatch this briefly.
Yeah, it still stands.
Yeah. So Sakana's gonna take a shot. That's gonna do it. A 17 there.
17.
And the 12 force damage.
Yeah, that is definite overkill. This thing had 1 HP.
No,
so
it kicks it backwards and then blasts away whatever's left of it.
And you do?
With a bonus action, he's going to holler over and yell, "Tau! You must protect the captain! Use your fists of fury!" And grants you a bardic inspiration die.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you.
So because I am from the College of the Storm Singer, in addition to what you would normally be able to do with bardic inspiration and spend that to get the d8 on attack rolls or saving throws, you can spend it to get advantage on strength checks and strength saves, or you can spend it to add a d4 damage to an attack that hits. Your call. And then use his move, I guess, to just kind of get to a good porthole and just holler up, "Captain, there's a swimmer starboard! Heading for land!"
And that you hear that loud and clear. It is the last skeleton's turn. It's going to have a little attack at Tau. Does a 14 hit Tau?
It does not.
I know
Almost.
it does not. You are literally a tank. It's ridiculous.
I'm a total, thank you.
Yes, maybe a tanktal. Who knows? But as the skeleton makes its last attack, the crewmates shout to you. Perhaps it's a combination of Squishy, Mira, Miri, and Chantel, who say, "We can keep up this fight." One of them shouts, "Fire!" The carronades ring off again, hitting the ghost ship. The ghost ship fires back, and we can take on this fight, Captain. If you need to dispatch the captain, I feel like that's the key to all of this. I feel like our time is running out.
I'm gonna gather my companions, Cora and Khan and Tau, and I guess we'll swim to shore.
The 4 of you swim to shore, following the captain. On the beach, the captain stands. In his hand forms not 1 but 2 rapiers, made entirely from shadow.
Snap.
He strides forward towards a person rushing to greet him. Lillian. As you two make it to the shore, they are locked in combat. Mace versus rapiers. Shield also versus rapiers. I only gave him rapiers. I don't know where I was going with that. As you look at them, can everyone make me an Arcana check?
Sure. Wow.
You are none the wiser. That's acrobatics.
It's like the same thing.
Clicking on the wrong stuff.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll take your original roll. We'll just add your Arcana to it. So you rolled a 10. Unfortunately, all of y'all ain't really got much clue what's going on. So we'll give a very vague description. As they are fighting, the storm clouds seem to be acting weird above their heads. There's like a swirling sensation. It reminds you of swampland fog for whatever reason. Bilious rushes towards the four of you.
Hey, Billions.
I don't understand.
Don't understand.
No, Mother said father was dead, but that's him. But she fights him like she doesn't know who he is.
Interesting. Anyone got any holdy spells?
Oh no, I don't got anything like that.
I regret that my expertise is in gathering information, and I do not believe that a magical slumber would affect such a ghostly pirate of this stature.
I'm probably right.
You will see that the ghost captain looks like a regular-ass tiefling. I mean, as regular as tieflings look. It doesn't look dead, is what I mean.
Tao kind of just like flexes her muscles, and, like mimics hugging something.
I'll take a moment just to pop my hunter's mark on over to the captain.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Tao and say, which one do you want to take?
Well, Lily is quite tall, and I'm only 4 foot, so I should probably go for the tiefling.
I will take Lillian then. And try to grapple.
Before that happens, I'd like to do a couple little quick things. So Sakana puts a hand on Amoya's shoulder and says, "Captain, I've only known you a short time, but I can see that you inspire your companions and your crew, and clearly this is a matter of great import. I trust that you will make the right decisions today." And grants you a bardic inspiration, and turns to Coral and says, "Coral, your eyes have granted us much knowledge and much information, and you are quick with a blade. Let us see more of that, for I know that your story is still not yet told." And grants you a bardic inspiration, and then holds out his hands for Tao and Amoya to take them. And he hums a shanty and says, may you strike true and swiftly, go with the shadows," and double casts invisibility on both of you.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I have tentacles, I have advantage on strength, and I have an extra 5 feet of reach when I use them to make a grapple attempt.
Fantastic. So the plan is then Amoya and Tao are rushing in to grapple? Is that invisible grappling?
Yeah. Kind of pull them apart.
Well then,
You'll become visible once you grab them, but at least it might help you get close.
because you're invisible, you can both roll with advantage. If either of you fail this grapple check, we will roll initiative and you will be drawn into the combat. But if you both succeed, you can hold them apart.
Oh, forget your inspirations.
No
Yes.
pressure.
So
You already
that's
have
at
advantage.
advantage. And
Yeah.
it's a die 8 we could add to it, right?
Yes.
Yep. So athletics.
And they
with-
get to oppose.
Okay.
athletics with advantage.
No pressure.
Plus 8. 23.
25.
Okay, so we've got 23 and 25. 17 from Lillian. A nat 1 from the pirate captain. You two appear out of nowhere and can grab them both, pulling them apart. They struggle against you, seeming want to fight. They seem almost in a blind rage.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Idiots!
Bilius, try to talk some sense into them.
I don't know what to do.
You're your parents! Tell them something!
What should I tell them?
Ish.
Coral, what should I tell them?
Wait, I should what?
What? I don't know. I'm looking for anything. Inspiration, advice. What do I do?
Oh. I don't know. I could stab one of them.
No, don't do that. Looks to Sakana instead. Sakana, what should I do?
What do you feel is right? Your parents are fighting over you, over trust. Your mother believes your father to be dead, and yet he stands here. What have you heard in your travels? Do you know if he has if there is anything that in your past that might reveal that something to awaken a spark of memory within them?
And Bilius thinks back to the witch's hut in the swamp some episodes ago. Awamoya, do you remember if the witch gave you anything, or if you maybe secreted anything away from the witch? I know I'm asking you to remember more than one session ago, and I realize this is taxing. I'm sorry.
We got a thermos of tea. Well, thermos. And a story.
The tea. Didn't it have a calming effect?
Yeah, I wrote chamomile on crack in my notes. I mean, I have the tea, I assume,
That's
and I'm
fantastic.
grappling.
So Bilius will rush over to you and take the tea from your hip. That's a hip flask. And tries to administer it, but you see them try and push him away, like, out of the way, boy! I must deal with this villain. And he's a sap, you know. He's only like 17, nothing to him. He like turns to you all and goes, "Can you?" "I can't." Offers the tea to someone who's not grappling. Sakana Coral just holds it out. Can you?
Let's. Oh no, actually, that's a terrible idea. So I was thinking of casting sleep, but that's going to affect potentially the people that are grappling.
That's my favorite spell for the backfire.
It's so good.
I mean, we just need to force feed some tea. I guess I could help.
Surely you're used to giving sick animals the medicine.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lot better with animals than people. All right, open up, and I'll just grab it. Time to calm down.
Who do you do it to first?
I guess Lillian first.
As you give me an athletics roll.
Athletics.
I'm gonna do a DC rather than a DC rather than a contest here.
Ah, shit.
You do have inspiration if you want to add a D8 to that.
I don't know
You
how
do.
much of a difference it'll make.
The DC is not that high. I am a little surprised by the stuff.
I rolled really low. All right, I'll give it a try. What is it? A D8?
A D8, yep.
Boom.
Huh?
Yeah. So you are able to administer this tea, and as you do, Lillian
Calm down.
Lillian does drink the tea. She's like, I don't want to. Oh, that's quite good. Oh, I don't want. Oh. And she does calm down. You see the storm clouds above her head change. And
Oh.
she stops struggling. Looks down
Well,
at her
that
armor as
wasn't
though she
so
doesn't
bad.
recognize it.
Sorry. I helped.
Yeah, now do the other one.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do I have enough tea left, or did I just like? Spill it
Oh,
all
yeah, they
over
took
the
like a
place?
whole thermos of this thing. You got
Oh,
loads.
okay. Well, I guess you're up next, my friends. Time to calm down. I'm the worst. Another athletics check.
Yes, please. You cannot administer the tea to the captain. He tries to push against Tao one more time. Tao, please make me a contested athletics check against...
Oh, you're just wasting
22.
stuff now.
Oh no.
Oh.
Do I have anything? I have one advantage die left. Can I use that advantage die, please?
Of course you can.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
17
roll
is
20.
not going to be enough. You already used your Bardic Inspiration as well.
I did.
He breaks free, lunging towards Lillian, who does not defend herself. Amoya, would you like to make a dex save as you are holding her to stop her from getting stabbed?
Yeah. A dex save.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the dex save of all dex saves. You and Lillian hit the ground, and the captain stops and stands over you going, "Get out of the way, my quarrel is not with you, it's with her." In a very proper naval accent.
You mean your wife?
That is no wife. That is a hellion from the lower planes. Here to oppress their evil law on all of us.
Okay. You do remember we parlayed, right?
In this moment, he seems to have no recollection of anything except the fight.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tap in here for a second. If
Yes.
that's cool. So he Sakana hears it's a fiend. Sakana leans, tries to interpose himself between, puts his hands on his shoulders. Yes, it is. And in order to protect yourself from the foul sorceries that run rampant through her blood, you must steel yourself and protect yourself with this blessed elixir that we have prepared, for we have been hunting her for some time. Please drink of this, and you will be warded against her foul magics.
Oh my
And
goodness.
tries to go for the tea.
By all means, please give me a persuasion check.
I'd love
It's
to.
going to be versus a charisma save from them.
Kidding.
Ooh.
I don't know why I doubled it, but I'll take the 8.
They look to you, Sakana. So unfortunate, so unfortunate. They look to you and they, I need no elixir to slay a hellion. Any last ditch attempts before we,
Can I grapple him?
your
I'm
current, currently grappling Lillian. You can let go of her and
Yeah,
try and tackle him.
letting go and try to grapple him.
By all means, give me an athletics check.
Oh,
I'm
and
like
I have
standing behind him, miming with my swords, like, do I stab him?
I have advantage because of tentacles.
Oh.
Unfortunately, as you try to tackle him, he deftly turns to one side, perhaps using the flat of his blade to knock you aside, leaving Lillian wide open.
Ugh. I'm gonna pull out the flintlock with a bullet and say, "Don't move." That's all I got.
Any other last interdictions before we play out this final scene? This may become a tragedy.
So the Way of the Tide, which is a subclass by Mage Hand Press, has something called the Ocean Current technique, which I can rush effortlessly around my enemies and move through their hostile squares. So could I say that Tao kind of slides in and puts herself between the two of them?
Sure thing.
She just kind of readies herself.
Okay. So here's the sequence of events, okay? And I think we'll do some rolls, but let's do this by play. If you want to do anything in this sequence of events, let's chime in now. We're going to go into like slow-mo the Matrix mode here, okay? We're going to see, first of all, that the captain is going to try and push Tao aside.
Okay.
He is going to lunge for Lillian. If you've got any actions, you can just throw them in.
Okay. Tao is just going to try to grapple him.
Okay, so there's going to be a grapple in there just before he tries to lunge for Lillian. So we're going to try and push you out of the way first. Then there's going to be a grapple. He's going to try and lunge for Lillian. Bilius is going to throw himself on top of his mother.
I'm gonna try to. Shit.
Can I assist in the grapple attempt with Tao? Because I was kind of standing between people.
Yes, you totally can.
I would like to try to not grapple, but move in front of the captain.
Okay. So
Not
let's...
throwing myself over Lillian, but, kind of interposing.
Okay. Is there anything else from Sakana?
Oh, these are physical blades that he's holding, right?
Shadow blades.
They're made of shadow.
Hmm.
So it's not like if he let go of them, there'd be physical things. Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, I could try and sleep. that's gonna backfire so badly.
Is that the last ditch? Is that the if all else fails?
I think the last ditch that from Sakana actually would be to cast finger guns and try and shoot him in the leg to slow him down. If the grapple doesn't go off, I think that's the last thing he would do.
So the first thing he's going to try and do is shove Tao. Tao, please oppose an athletics 19.
Do I roll a saving throw?
You can oppose with athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. Oh. Dice gods, give me strength. Nope.
Tao is going to be shoved prone. From that prone position, you can still try and go for your grapple with Coral's help if you want to try and grab his legs.
Okay.
Give me an athletics. 17. Passes over you. He is going to lunge for Lillian as Amoya tries to get between the two of them. Amoya, I need a dex save.
Yeah, sure. What could go wrong? Please be good.
They only count in combat. As Amoya dives in front, the captain is going to somehow... You're going to get between him. On a 23, there is no way you don't get between him, but you see this rapier passing on a nat 20 under your arm towards Lillian as Bilius dives in the way. Sakana.
Conjures the finger gun and slow-mo tries to catch him in the leg to slow him down.
This is the last attack roll.
Let's see what happens.
That's going to hit. Please roll damage.
All right.
That's good damage as well. Not enough to take him out entirely, but it will stagger him. The blade comes low, and instead of going right through either Lillian or Bilius, the blade strikes down and cuts across Billiard's arm, creating a large gash down the down his arm, and blood immediately begins to run. As soon as his blood begins to run, the captain slumps forward.
Okay.
Is it over?
Put the T in him. Try to put the T in him.
In this state, you can easily get him to drink some tea, and as this calm sensation comes over him, the ghost ship disappears into the water. The skeletons that were sneaking up to ambush you also scatter into the ground, and you hear cheers from your ship. As this unfolds, it's discovered. Oh, no, hang on, one last thing. As in this scene before we leave, before the mist dissipates, the mist seems to whisper, "The child is mine, and I will have them eventually." As this all unrolls, it's discovered that the captain and the captain Lillian and the pirate captain were set against each other for unknown ends by the Swamp Witch. One wanting fame, the other wanting to also be equally as famous as his wife. They both made deals, not realized they were turned against each other. To what end they wanted Bilius remains unknown, but 4 heroes, well, more than 4, a crew of heroes, including Amoya and Tau, are honored for their efforts during this whole scenario, and for saving the lives of not only the pirate captain, who surely would have been killed by Lillian, or Lillian, who surely would have been killed by the pirate captain, depending on who you listen to, but most importantly, Bilius. Congratulations, everyone. You averted disaster.
Hey, I helped. Oh, that was fun.
Fantastic.
My poor little heart.
That last scene, the way the rolls were going,
So
for a second I thought I was going to kill Bilius. I was
That
like, oh
was
no.
dramatic.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
Oh gosh.
So, I wonder. This is just for me. Okay, yeah. Okay. You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, no.
Excuse me, I will.
All of you are awarded things. Amoya is gifted a place on the Navy. You may refuse it, and they give you leeway as a privateer to undergo a certain amount of private contracts. Essentially, they give you a period of "we won't look if you don't make too much noise." Tau, I assume that prize befits you as well. However, each member of your crew will receive 50 gold pieces and a magic item of their choice.
Ooh. It's a good day for Coral.
Before we finish up, there is going to be an after credits post scene. Of course there is. But before we do that, let's actually do our version of credits. Let's go around and say hello to everyone, who we are and where we can find each other online. We'll go the other way around and start with Stella Luna. Stella.
Hello, hello! I'm Stella Luna. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do things of the artsy-fartsy kind and various types of TTRPGs. My community tends to do goofy RPGs like Pokemon D&D, and we have coming up a number of Dungeons and Doggies where you're literally playing a dog. It's not like a dog person, it's a dog, and you've got like crossbow harness, sword in the teeth, that kind of thing. It's really fun. I just want to say thank you so much for having me here. Oh my god, Mage, hand press. Y'all's stuff is amazing. I'm going to really miss Mage Hand Mondays, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I will also be here at 3 a.m. on the day after Valentine's Day. Yeah. And that will be for the St. Jude's charity stream that Scrat is so graciously put together. And I hope to see all of you there.
I hope so too. We'll carry next around the screen to Lucha Libris or Simon. Oh, hi!
Hello, my name is Simon, aka Lucha Libris on Twitter. I had a blast playing this effectively one shot for me, but I'm sure the culmination of a lot of dramatic stuff for the rest of you all. It's such a wonderful crew of players. Scrat, your GMing is fantastic, and I was so honored to be a part of it. If you would like to see more of the way that I roll, I am a regular player on Welcome to the Party on Sundays 3 to 6 Eastern Time. We're playing Worldwide Wrestling. I played a luchadora who just got kicked out of the promotion, so we'll see where that goes. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the ring if you like wrestling and role-playing games. If you want to hear my dulcet tones in another capacity, I'm a voice actor for the Penumbra podcast, which is a queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama. It's very gay. If you're interested in checking that out, you can learn more on Twitter at the Penumbra Pod. And if you're in the Boston area and you want to try your hand at live-action role-playing, I run a Decopunk game about running magical hooch in a time of prohibition in an alternate 1920s. You can learn more about that at attawaylarp.com.
My goodness, that sounds incredible. For all the links that I didn't catch there, please feel free to put them in the Twitch chat for us. We don't block links or anything. Please plug. Next around the screen, we have the Sam Wisest. Sam.
Hey. So I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @thesamwisest. I am samwise_gameg. Here on Twitch, I am a TTRPG streamer and a disability advocate. You can see me over on the Chromatic Chimera. I will actually be there later this evening for an Eberron game, Dead Skies by Night. Please check us out. It's just our second session, so it's a good time to get involved. You can also see me tomorrow at the Chromatic Chimera. I will be playing in The Excellence, which is a family-friendly TTRPG where everybody is excellent princesses and we save the day in an awesome world. It's gonna be really fun. It's like kind of adventure timey like feel to it. And on Wednesdays, I'm over at the Chromatic Chimera. We have alternating shows. I am in both Steam Spell, which is our Steam Diesel punk fantasy game, and then we've got a pure high fantasy game of Agora's Bells. This week it is Steam Spell, so come check us out. And I'm also one of the co-producers over at Heroes Without Limits, which is a channel by and for disabled, chronically ill, and neurodiverse gamers. I'm going to be DMing a Dark Crystal themed 5e game there starting next Thursday called Tales from Thra, and I'm really excited for it, so I hope you can come check it out.
I hope so too. I think I got all of them. Heroes Without Limits doesn't look like it worked. It might be a spelling mistake or something from me.
Oh yeah, we've got a different handle. I'll add it.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having both of you. Now, lastly, but most certainly not leastly, our captain for the season, Cammy Ewell.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow all that because I'm Cammy. I'm on Twitter under my name, and I sometimes draw like D20 dungeons.
Ooh.
That's about it. The only streaming I've done is here. And it's been so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely fantastic artist with like a cartoony feel, would you say? A fun kind of punky art style?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know if I have a style.
That's fair. That is fair. I guess that's just what I've taken away. The beauty of art, huh?
Yeah,
But
I
very
mean-
worth a trail through Cammy's feed, and let us know what you think their art style might be. Don't tell Cammy though. Tell us.
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Totally valid. That's it from us, everyone. I'm gonna pop my usual links in chat, and we are gonna go on a raid. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. Mage Hand Press have brought all 3 of these campaigns to you. Dark Matter, Weird West, and High Seas. And I can reveal that next season, they will be back again with another viewer game. We'll be doing 16 weeks in the Fae Folio campaign. I will not be DMing that game. I will be a player, because Mackenzie Lane will be DMing. So come and check that out. Also, check out the Deck of Many, who make these wonderful flashcards. These are the Deck of Many animated cards. Deck of Many animated things, rather. They also do spells from cantrip through to level 9, and the Humblewood campaign, which will also be back for a viewer guest session like this next season. And I will be DMing that one. So send me a DM and I'll get you in a game. And also, check out Hero Forge with the confirmed $2.5 million Kickstarter. I think we've got like 4 days left of that Kickstarter, so we're in the final push. I think it could be a $3 million Kickstarter, because, you know, if it doesn't hit 3 million, it might not succeed. So get over there, give what you can. They're working hard over there. Hero Forge guys. Okay, that's done. That's done. We are going to go on a raid, but before we go on that raid, we pan to a swamp. We pan beneath the water, where we see a genasi, a water genasi, wearing a pirate's hat and drinking a bottle of rum underwater, as only a genasi can. And next to him, there is the hag we remember from some episodes ago. Look, Bonnie love, you just gotta let it go. You know, they undid their curses. You can't have the key. All right, the key's closed to you. The door's closed. Why don't we just drink and be happy? You know, that'd be much better, right? I will have the key. I will open the gates to my own realm, and I will rule once more. We are going to leave on a fading out shot of Bilius sitting so innocently. His eyes turn red for 1 second and then back to normal. We're going to go on a raid. We're going to go and raid Wildlark. If you're not familiar with Wildlark, they do a lot of just chatting streams and things like that. They're a ton of fun. Come along with me and give them all of the love. If you haven't before, here is our raid cry. Please copy and paste it. If you don't have access to the emotes, that is just fine. You can put your own emotes in there. Ominous? Set up for a new campaign? No. That's it. I'm not going to say we'll see you next week, because we won't. There's going to be a 2-week hiatus after this week is over. We're going to be off for 2 weeks setting up the next season. We're also going to be doing a lot of big changes behind the scenes in terms of paperwork and stuff. We've been working hard with consultants on things like codes of conduct, safety policies, casting policies, financial policies, grievance procedures, all sorts of things to make this community more safe, and we're going to bring all those in between the seasons. So give us some time while we do that. Until next time, everyone, keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you back here at 7 p.m. for the Daenerys finale. Alice wrote it earlier. I walked into the room, she was crying. I was like, oh my god, are you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm fine, I just wrote the finale to Daenerys. See you later, everyone. Bye.